Every now and then the average gamer wonders, is there a game that mixes the precision platforming of Celeste and the roguelike deck building elements of Balatro? And the answer is no, there isn't. Or is there? Well, you see, that's exactly what I've been developing for the past few months. I know exactly what you're thinking. Oh Neo, you're so good at game development. You're so smart and resourceful and funny and humble and strong and handsome and you're gonna save the gaming industry. Well, I don't know about all of that, but yeah, it's true. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but sometimes I just don't have any ideas for intro, and I just do whatever this is. I'm sorry. Well, that doesn't matter because Celeste is back. Celeste, the Celeste and Balatro Mashup. Cilantro if you wanna call it that, whatever you wanna call it. You may have noticed that I haven't made a devlog for Celeste for the last few months. I have posted a few shorts that you can check out though, and a gameplay showcase video of the game. But I did not make any devlog because I was participating in a game jam for the whole month of March, where me and a friend made this game called Recovering the Outside. You can play the game for free on itch.io or you can watch the videos I made talking about it. I'm not gonna talk about that game on this video, so go check out my other videos if you're interested. And if you like them, I'd appreciate if you subscribed and liked the video. We're really close to 2,000 subscribers, and if we get there, I don't know, I'll just thank you guys. Well, the point is that I didn't work on Celeste for a month, but now I'm back and I've added new stuff that I'm gonna show in this video. So sit down, buckle up and get some popcorn, because it's time for another Celeste and Balatro Mashup devlog. Okay, so for the past few weeks I've been adding Balatro content to the game. We're still missing a lot of the features from Balatro. For Celeste we have the main gameplay mechanics, you know, dashing, strawberries, dash refills, dream blocks, spikes, shields. For the Balatro aspect we really only have the scoring system and jokers. We don't even have blinds, so let's work on that. Well, technically the game did have blinds, in a way. Okay, let me explain what blinds are, because it's not the tough kind of blind. In a Balatro run, you're playing in antes. Think of them as floors. Each floor has 3 blinds, the small, big, and boss blind. Each blind has a number of chips that you need to score in order to defeat the blind. This increases with each blind and each ante. And when you actually play the game, you're playing the cards, you're playing inside of a blind. It's like an enemy you have to defeat in order to move on. I hope that was a decent explanation. As I said, the game technically did have blinds, because for each new round the amount of chips needed will increase. But right now it doesn't tell you which blind you're on, boss blinds don't exist, and you cannot skip small and big blinds. That's something you can do in the main game, by the way. So let's add blinds to this mashup. As I said, I already have the score scaling for each blind, so I just need to make it so the player can select or skip the blind. I made it show which kind of blind it is, how many chips you need to beat it, and the amount of money it will give. These are the exact same values in Balatro. You can only play a certain blind if you have defeated or skipped the previous blinds, but you cannot skip the boss blinds. I'll get to that in a second. Now we have the basis of the blinds, but we're not done with them just yet. First of all, skipping blinds. You may ask yourself, what's that? What's the point of skipping a blind? In Balatro you are given the option to skip a blind. You can skip any small and big blind, any of them on any ante. The only blind you're not allowed to skip is the boss blind. Skipping a blind, well, skips the blind. Instead of playing that blind, you go directly to the next blind and get a small reward. So you might be thinking, well, I should just skip every single blind then. And no, not really. By skipping the blind, you won't get any money from defeating the blind and you won't be able to access the shop, which is gonna give you most of your upgrades. You have to consider if the reward that you're gonna get for skipping the blind is worth not going to the shop. Most of the times it's not, but it really depends on how your run is going. When you skip a blind, you get a tag. The tag is what has the reward that you're gonna get. This can either be getting a free joker, getting a free booster pack, or even re-rolling the boss blind. So I made a few tags that you can get in the game. The ones I have currently are really simple. We have money tag, which just gives you money. The gesture tag gives you a joker. Make sure you have space before using this one. And there's a tag for each upgrade in the game, which increases the upgrade by 1 or 2 levels. I'm still thinking of other tags to add, so if you have suggestions, leave them in the comments. So now you can skip the blind and actually get stuff out of it. But we're still not done with blinds, because we still need to talk about boss blinds. For all intents and purposes, boss blinds are very similar to small and big blinds, but they have some crucial differences. First of all, they cannot be skipped, you are forced to play them. And they have the highest required score in the ante, which is usually double the score of the small blind. But what really makes them bosses is the side effect that they give. Boss fights will literally nerf you. Some of these nerfs are kind of whatever, like losing one hand size that's not gonna do much, but others are kind of strong, like only making you able to play once or removing all your discards. And depending on how your run is going, they can sometimes really screw you up. Because of course, the window is only gonna show up on the one run that I'm doing a diamond deck. So as you can see, boss blinds are really the hardest blinds in the game. and we need to add them to Ballast. But before that, we need to understand something very serious about boss blinds. Not their mechanics and gimmicks, but rather this. To any normal person, the names of the boss blinds might seem very random, but they're actually not random at all. You just have to look at the image of the boss blind. Do you recognize this image? No, of course you don't, just seems like random symbols. But these symbols are actually letters from the Phoenician alphabet, and their names are actually what they represent. Now, how did local funk know about this alphabet from 3000 years ago? Well, I have no idea, I guess they just have elite ball knowledge. But to make it consistent, I decided to also use something similar for my boss blinds. But instead of the Phoenician alphabet, I'm going to be using runes. I think they're a lot more well known and recognized than the Phoenician alphabet, and they also have the whole meaning thing behind them. I ended up making 5 boss blinds. We have the day, which makes the timer not reset when you die, which means you're constantly losing those chips. The harvest makes it so no strawberry will spawn on the levels. The gift will give you no money when the round ends. And considering the boss blind is the one that gives you the most money, it's a pretty big money loss. The gestation makes it so when you dash, the timer increases. And the thorn makes it so the upgrades are weaker for that blind. There's a whole total of 24 runes, which means I have to make 19 more boss blinds. I'll try to come up with some cool concepts, but of course, if you have any ideas, please let me know. And you already made it this far into the video, so you probably should subscribe. I don't know, I'm just saying. Well, I've talked about blinds, tags, and boss blinds, but there's still one thing I need to talk about. You can find these in the shop, and they're called vouchers. Vouchers work very differently from the other stuff from the shop. While the main offers and booster packs change every time you enter the shop, the voucher in the shop is only going to change after you defeat the boss blind. This means you have more time to buy a voucher. But what exactly do they do? Well, vouchers are a passive ability. This means that once you redeem a voucher, its effect will be active at all times until the end of the run. So it's just a buff that you have all the time. In Balatro, this can either be getting another hand to play, getting more offers in the shop, or doing nothing. That's a voucher that exists. Vouchers are pretty good, but you're not going to buy them very often. But they still need to be added to Ballast. The logic to add them to the shop is very simple. When you defeat the boss blind, we change the voucher to be one that hasn't been shown before. Because unlike other offers, vouchers cannot be repeated in the shop. So if you miss out on the voucher, you're not going to get them in that run again. I haven't made a whole bunch of vouchers yet, and the ones I've made are pretty simple, but here are a few of them. This one permanently gives you one extra attempt on every round. This one gives you 20% more money at the end of a round. This one makes it so upgrade cards show up in the shop more often. Once you buy a voucher, you have to defeat the boss blind to get another voucher in the shop. And again, it cannot be one that has been shown before. Once again, if you have any suggestion, leave them in the comments. Well, I've been talking for 7 minutes and I've talked about a few stuff already. So I guess it's time to finally end the video. No! There's more stuff. Upon adding vouchers to Celeste, I decided to give them an animation to make them look better. So now I have this cool animation that lowers the shop and says voucher redeemed. And doing this, I thought, why stop there? I made an animation for when you claim an upgrade card, and one for opening a pack. But wait, what's that? The background changed color. That's right, just like in Balatro, now when you open a booster pack, the background will change color. A different color depending on which type of pack you're opening. This background color change can be applied somewhere else, like when you're playing a boss blind. If you didn't notice, each boss blind has a different color, and we can use this color for the background, and it makes the boss blind look very intimidating. I think. Something else I need to talk about is Joker rarities. In Balatro, Jokers can be common, uncommon, rare, or legendary. And finally, I also added this to Ballast. This is mostly to make the shop and packs more balanced, to make it so stronger Jokers don't show up as often. I tried to make rarities balanced based on how unique and strong the Joker is. The rarity directly affects how often they show up in the shop, in packs, and in a Jester tag. And as of right now, as I'm recording this video, this Celeste and Balatro mashup has a total of 45 Jokers. Yes, that's quite a few of them, it's almost 1/3 of the original game. It's honestly more than what I expected to make. And now I have shown everything I wrote down since the last devlog. This devlog was definitely a bit longer, but stick around for a little bit because I'm gonna show a few Jokers that I made. Other than that, thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing and liking the video and sharing it with your friends. Let me know if you guys like this type of videos that are a bit longer or if you prefer the old ones that are a bit short. Other than that, thank you for watching. And now let's look at some Jokers. This one is called Blue Joker. This Joker gains 1 mult every time you use an upgrade card. So think like the 6th sense from Balatro. It's basically like that. And speaking of blue, here's another blue Joker, the blue coin. When you have this Joker, the small blind will give double the base money. This means they will go from 3 to 6. Keep in mind this only works for the base money of the blind. Money that you get from how many attempts you have left, and the interest rate will not be doubled. And of course, it only works on the small blind. This next Joker is called Joker 33. This Joker gives you 100 chips, but every time you die, this number goes down by 1. with a minimum of 33 chips. Think of the dashless Joker, which is a common concept from the last video, but it decreases when you die instead of when you dash. This next Joker is very simple, it gives you 8 molt, and it's called Baguette Singer. Baguette Singer is a character that I made, it's my original character, it's not anyone else. If someone tells you it looks like another character, they're lying. Now we have two very similar Jokers, and I really like the pixel art of both of them. We have Weak Tonic and Strong Tonic. Weak Tonic gives you 1.5 times molt if the value of the chips is below 25% of the needed chips. Strong Tonic gives you 2 times molt if the value is below 25%. This guarantees that your first attempt is gonna be pretty good, but once the value is above those thresholds, you're not gonna do anything. And then we have Death Defiance. This is a really extreme Joker. If you're about to lose the run, this Joker will save you, instantly win the round, and then take one of your Joker slots, and then destroy itself. This is a big trade offer. On one hand it's gonna save your run, but in the other it's gonna take you a Joker slot, which is really useful. So be careful when you wanna pick this Joker up. Well, that was a good amount of Jokers to show. But if you stay this far, I'm gonna show you a little secret. It's something that I've been wanting to make ever since I started the project. It's also something a lot of you guys suggested. So I'm now here to tell you that Celeste finally has a legendary Joker. The first of a few that I wanted to make, and it's technically a Celeste spoiler, so if you haven't played Celeste, go play Celeste, it's an amazing game. So Celeste's first ever legendary Joker is Battling. Yeah, I'm not sure if that was a big surprise, maybe you guys already saw that one coming, but Battling is the first legendary Joker and it gives you an extra dash. If you play the game you'll understand. And of course, because you have an extra dash, now your hair turns pink. Okay, that's everything I have to show, there's nothing else for me to show you. Or is that? No, there isn't anything else to show. I'm not gonna do the joke again, there's nothing to show. But thank you for watching this far anyways. I feel like there was some good progress shown on this devlog, and I hope you guys are enjoying the videos the same way I'm enjoying making the game. So thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.